Hello, bread lovers, and how are you all doing today? So, just after watching the teaser video, my god, level 5! I got left with so many questions once again. Now, a member of the community was able to find this hidden gem for the 3DS game in the early development. I thought I found everything, to be honest. Well, let me show you this video and let's see what else you can find. Notice a lot of things are different here and how 8 lives were removed. I'm gonna say the chances for a DLC are looking pretty good for Fantasy Life, the girl who steals time on the Switch. Because they just teased that there's 2 new lives, a gathering and a crafting life. What do you guys think it is? Now, I want to show you the early stages for the 3DS game. Now, most of these characters were actually shown in the release intro as well for Fantasy Life on the DS. You may notice a few things are different here, with some new sounds as well. Pilot class there we go. And the logo is a little bit different as well. Starting off with Taylor at the town square, we got the entertainer. The layout for the village is different as well. You can actually see them walking around, and it seems they either interact with themselves as well. You can see them doing a little emoji right there. New sounds, stuck animation, stuff sounds. And the character curation screen was whack, really giving that Fantasy Life feel, as well as some of the classes here as well. Really was going to be a big game. And this is where you see all them classes. So if you notice from the top left, there was actually 20 lives and 8 got removed. So from the left, we got the fortune teller, the farmer, the postman, the alchemist, the mercenary, the hunter, the fisherman, the woodcutter, the miner, the paladin. This character here is a treasure hunter, which is quite interesting. Then we have the wizard, the blacksmith, the carpenter. We got the scholar here, the tailor, the chef, the merchant, and the entertainer as well. These are some really interesting things, to be honest. I'm not sure how the pilot will be implemented, but what I did notice in the upcoming scene is the pilot was actually riding a monster of some sort. So it could be linked to that. Now, the entertainer could be something like a bard class where it would link to the carpenter, where you can make your instruments, which I think would be really handy. As well as the treasure hunter, you could be linked to the blacksmith or whatnot, and one of the hunting classes as well. They can make little magnifying glasses or whatnot, or they can even be linked to the scholar, where they can make maps and you go out on hunting. Now that could be really interesting in a game where we go from the past and the present, and even the future probably. So keep that in mind. As well as a merchant class is really good. There was actually, in Fantasy Life Online, there was actually a marketplace where it was real time and you can put stuff on the market, which was really cool. I want to see something like that in the Switch version, to be honest. As well as you can see the Snapdragon here, really different. Now, this is where you see the farm. I'd be surprised if the farming life isn't implemented into Fantasy Life I, because you can't have an I, meaning yourself, as a life game without farming, right? What do you think? As well as you can see the pilot there, and he's actually mounted on this giant caterpillar thing, and you'll see him riding it around right there. Then we have one of the old hidden masters for the hunter, and then we got Isaac. And that music never gets old. There we go. So that was a sneak peek into the development stages in the DS version. Now, there's actually an article right here that talks about the cancelled beta. Fantasy Life is a quest-based RPG adventure game that was developed by Level 5 and Brownie Brown. Brownie Brown has quite a few games as these ones here. Released on Nintendo 3DS in Japan on December 27th, 2012, and then later into 2014. Gosh, more than 10 years, man, in the Western territories. However, the game was first planned to release on the Nintendo DS, a version which was later cancelled. When it became live on the DS, the game had 2D visual style, similar to the one seen in Mother 3. It was first announced at Level 5's Vision during 2009 on August 25th, during which time it was being targeted for a 2010 release, and developers presented the first early screenshots of the game at the event, as well as selection of concept art and assets. Now remember, guys, when Fantasy Life originally started up, it was actually going to be a MMO, and it was coming to the Xbox. How times have changed. We have some fabulous screenshots here. Let's point out the mercenary master with them eyeballs. He sees me. We also got the fortune teller, the paladin, Douglas, it looks like there, and the woodcutter, and the farmer NPC there in the background too. Now, this is the town where you walk around. You can see it looks pretty different. And you got the postman there as well. Is that Butch that's Butch on a stall. He's trying to sell something. Now, you can see we got Butch there as well. And we got the merchant. And this seems where you go to buy some things and you can sell it. I want to say the NPCs would come up to you and interact and they will buy things maybe. Now, this is where it gets interesting. As you can see, this is in the farm area. Now, that title screen right there says Tamer, and it says, can you share some of your vegetables with me? Which is really cool. It looks a little bit different, that thing, but you may notice that icon there is actually the Tamer. There's a concept art of it here. And you can see you got some NPCs, you got the characters walking around in a fishing spot. Wow, some old enemies. And we also got this ghost looking character holding a knife. Also reminds me of that meme. What do you got there?
Let me see what you have. No! Oh my God.
Here we have some of the artwork. So we had the blacksmith, Isaac there, the treasure hunter, which is really interesting. And he's got the book there. This is why I think he would link up with a scholar. We got the mercenary, but wielding a shield. And we got the farmer and the tailor. Here we have some of the concept art for the monsters that I've seen there. And it really reminds me of Yokai Watch. Now, Level 5 have made the call to put the project on hold during resuming development for the 3DS game due to sales forecasts. When it resurfaced on its new platform in October 2010, it was revealed that the game had underwent a big change in art direction. The 2D art style of the DS game was done away with, and it had been rebuilt in a 3DS engine. As you can see, these are the images comparing the two. It's a pretty big difference, guys. And there we have it. That was really interesting. Now, remember, in Fantasy Life Online, they actually made a live stream video. And they talked about 3 lives they would like to implement in Fantasy Life Online. The postman, the pilot, and the farmer. They can see they look a lot different. I'm not sure if any of these will be implemented into the Switch version, but I do think with due time they will be added, because I think the Switch version has a lot of potential. And if Level 5 keeps pumping out updates for it, it will be amazing for them and they will really get this community going. Let me know on your thoughts down below. Did you know about these? As well, as you can see here, these are the lives that were things. But there was also unused assets for these unused musics. If you there's some actual wacky ones, like... Alright, I thank you all very much for watching, and I'll see you, Red Lovers, in the next one.